back to the Difference Engine podcast. I'm your host, Caleb Oakes. Listen to this quote real quick. Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us most. Love that quote. I want to talk about this concept today of decision debt. Okay. If you listen to this podcast very much, you know that I am not a big fan of social media lingo and fancy LinkedIn buzzwords. Not my favorite thing, but I think decision debt actually encompasses this concept really well. And I see this is a person thing. It's not a business owner thing, but with decision debt, there's this concept of the open loops, the open tabs in your brain leaching your power. I have a tree out back that has vines all over it, and I have to have an arborist come out and take a look at it. I was looking at it last night. We were having a fire with the family, and I'm looking at this tree, and it's got vines clinging to it from a couple different directions. And in a weird way, like the vines are propping it up, like the vines are holding it in some capacity because it's an older tree, and I'm not sure it's that healthy. But at the same time, the vines that are holding it up are also draining it. Like the vines themselves don't keep themselves alive. They're embedded in the tree and drawing some of its nutrients out of it. And if you're a tree, if we're going to continue this metaphor, if you're a tree, maybe some of the things in your life that are propping you up are also leeching you at the same time. Yeah. And it's not, we kind of consider like one vine is what, 2%, 3%, 5% of the total capacity of that tree. But then it gets another vine and another vine. And pretty soon 20% or 25% of the total resources of that tree every day are being leached out into vines, growing something else besides the tree. And decisions kind of function this way. This is how debt functions, right? If you take someone's income, the total income, and attach a little bit of interest in the form of a debt and a little more interest in the form of a debt, you can eat up the entire income eventually by having debt accrue plus interest over time. So when it comes to decisions, what I've noticed, and I tell this to all my clients, if you want to really accelerate your life to a scary degree, that's why I included that quote from the beginning. If you want to accelerate your life to be unrecognizable, make a decision a day. There's a systematic way to go about this. This isn't just fly off the handle and start making choices. There's got to be a sort of a framework around it. Who helps you make decisions? Do you have a COO? Is it your spouse, business partner, business coach? What's the framework for making decisions? What things do you need to clear out of the way logistically? Do you need pricing from this person? Do you need clarity around how this is done? Do you want someone else's opinion first before you go into it? So there is a process to it. But if you put process and frameworks in place of every week I talk to this person and every twice a week I talk to this person, then you can get a cadence of decision making in place. If you sit down and make a list right now, or even mentally, if writing a list is too much for you, but if you want to mentally catalog what decisions have you been putting off for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks right now? Who are you not meeting with that you said you would meet with? What stuff at your house or in your business has just been tabled indefinitely for whatever reason, and your brain just has a sitting in the recesses like, when we get this thing done, we'll move on this thing next. And I think there is a subconscious fear or a kind of a governor on the engine of your abilities where you're like, if I just ripped off decisions all the time, if I was just constantly taking action, I would change so fast it would scare me. And that's true. That's absolutely true. People and different personalities do better at this depending on certain situations, but we're really scared or concerned or bothered by the idea of changing so fast we don't recognize ourselves. It's an intense thing. It's an intense thing. Humans do growth and change slowly, typically, to keep things not status quo, but to keep it copacetic, right? Talking to my physical therapist recently, he taught me this, that the flexibility of your body is not actually a limitation of the muscles and joints or the ligaments. It's actually governed by your brain. Your limitations are actually your brain communicating to those parts of your body saying, this is as far as we've ever gone before. And then stretching says, hey, we went this far without injury. And the brain goes, cool, we can go a little bit further next time, a little bit further next time. That's why people don't really make giant incremental changes overnight, even if they look like they do. It's really not the case. Your brain is trying to stretch your identity a little bit. And it might freak out if you do it more than it's prepared for or expecting, which is why it's helpful to have a coach. That's why athletes have a coach, just so they can say, hey, I know your brain might be freaking out right now, but you can break that record. Hey, your brain might be saying it's not possible, but I've seen your potential. You can definitely do that. Because the coach doesn't have the same emotional hangups as the athlete or the business owner. So if you really want to look at your bottlenecks, if you want to look at where you're stuck, calendar is a good place to look, yes. Finances and budget's a good place to look, yes. But really, what are you avoiding? That's the question. What decision are you putting off? What are you avoiding looking at, avoiding talking about? That's where your growth is hiding at. So it's helpful to have, like I said, the larger framework of accountability, decision makers you have with you, spouse, partner, whoever that is. And you want to start clearing the vines off your tree. You want to start clearing the decision debt of, what stuff is draining your time, what stuff is draining especially your energy and resources that you think of every day or every 2 days or every 3 days that you're putting it off, the meeting, the call, the payment, whatever it is that you're putting off. Find that thing and decide a plan of action to take care of it. Do that for 7 things. And I dare you to come back and tell me how you feel after that. Because you're going to feel, guarantee you're going to feel so much lighter. I've experienced it and I've watched other people go through it too. Check the decisions you're avoiding. If you're really hardcore, to my people who are listening who are really hardcore, go sit somewhere with headphones for 20 minutes and brain dump all this. 20 minutes of just writing every single thing you've been avoiding for the last 6 months, all on one sheet of paper. When you're done with it, fold it up, put it in your pocket, carry it until you've crossed everything off. That's your mission if you choose to accept it. If you have any questions on this, hit me up on my socials. The Difference Engine is my handle on all platforms. Have a great week.